and he doesn't even have the understanding of what is going on within the constituency.
That is what you
He
think.
talks about the street
not
lights.
The voters. That is what you think.
As we speak now, there are street lights all over. The unfortunate thing is that there is a problem, a default in terms of the connection. And yet, just yesterday, I spoke with the electricity company of Ghana. Hopefully, by end of next week, they will be fixing those street lights, because I indicated to them that there's a need for us to ensure that we address that issue. As we speak, there's artifact overlaying going on within the electoral area, and I can mention specific rules within the electoral area. We can talk of the Ansonic to Mars rules. We can talk of Jankubiri route to Adama route. Work is ongoing there. I can talk of Hamatan route that is in front of the market, that is Shukura market. Work is ongoing on. The clinic he's talking about is right behind my father's house. The clinic,
and it's been completed.
The clinic is at the lengthen level. The woods have been laid. It's left with the roofing.
So he's not wrong if he says he will complete it when he's voted for.
Well, you don't even have the basis, and you don't know even how he starts. How can you be able to complete it?
Okay, 10 seconds.
So I am saying that my current member of parliament has done very well, and ever since I was elected as the candidate, I continue with the good work. I went and lobbied, as we speak now, new Odete Ubo 2, 5, and 6 behind Mabruk Road. Those roads have been awarded for work to begin.
Ali, do time up? I have time, but I'm grateful for your submission. Those are the first round of issues that we will be raising. Let's quickly jump into sanitation, because we're told that the current member of parliament talks so much about sanitation in Ablekuma Central. And let me quickly put it to Mr. Bidazanati, the NPP aspiring candidate. If you talk about sanitation, we're told that the current member of parliament is talking about improving sanitation in the community. Now, Mr. Nati, tell me, what precisely would you do in improving sanitation in Ablekuma Central? You have 2 minutes starting now.
Right, let me take 1 minute of that 2 minutes and rebut to what he said about road infrastructure. I challenge him also to tell me where in the Ablekuma Central constituency, since the NDC took office in 2008, they have been able to construct roads there. He
said the Hansonic Road. He mentioned
the Hansonic Road is a road that has been constructed for a very long time. You are just doing the asphalt that you are doing all over this constituency. You understand? I'm talking about new road constructed.
Don't forget you have 2 minutes.
Yes. I just give you the mandate to talk about whatever
you have 2 minutes. Don't forget that.
In 2000, when we came into power, the party MPP, we know the situation of this country, the economy of this country at that time. We started a project which, if he doesn't know, a big drain from Happy Days to, how do you call it, Mass Junction area. This is the drain that was constructed during Okule's time. The Sukura roads, the Zama road that he's talking about,
your time, because we are talking about sanitation.
The Zama line roads that he's talking about was constructed at the time the late CS Crab was in office. It was just about 3-4 weeks ago that drainage has been done at the Zama line area. You can go there and check. In fact, I was there about last 2 weeks.
Okay, so you acknowledge some work is being done?
Exactly.
Okay.
No, what I said from the beginning is that I'm not saying that the current member of parliament has not done anything, but I believe, looking at his position and looking at the sort of money that has come into this government and his committee that he is chairing, I believe you could have lobbied more for the people of Ablekuma Central Constituency.
Your major issue with the sanitation now.
Sanitation.
You've already done 1 minute.
But it is a major problem for us in all the 7 electoral areas in Ablekuma Central Constituency. One thing that I have said, I honestly accept the sanitation day celebration being done every month. I started about some months ago, go with people, trying to make sure that we tidy the place up. And I believe that when you bring the whole constituency on board and let them understand that when these things happen, it affects almost all of us. The problem is that there are some places that you can really see that when it rains, people take advantage of it and put the referees on the road and all those things. One thing I have decided to do is to liaise with the assemblymen and the unit committee members in their various electoral areas, and also liaise with the sub-metro to make sure that day in and day out sanitation problem will be solved in Ablekuma Central.
I'm grateful, Mr. Nate, for your time. Beginning with Alhaji Halidu Haruna. Now, the key thing is about sanitation. Don't forget that tougher laws have failed to improve sanitation. beginning now, how do you intend to improve sanitation in Ablekuma Central?
I think that first of all, it's important that you address the basics, because public awareness is important. And it's important that you educate the people to understand and appreciate why there's a need for us to have a very clean environment. Now, when you are able to conscientize the people, that is when you get them on board to engage in cleaning. They help us to be able to create that kind of consciousness in the minds of the people. In doing so, when you have those dustbin advantage point, then it means that the people have already know that it's important that they drop it. Because if there is no way they can drop those dustbin, then they drop it on the floor. I eat
30 seconds.
whilst I'm driving. I don't drop outside. I drop it in my car. And I make sure that I get back home and go and put it. What it means that we need to also ensure discipline. And I'm saying that enforcement, we have a sub-metro within the Ablekuma Central, and I will ensure that those bylaws will also be enforced. And there is a court
10 more
within
seconds.
the sub-metro that will deal with that. And I'm sure that collaborating with the sub-metro, after creating the conscientization, after
5,
providing the place for
4,
dropping, if you fail to do that,
3,
then we allow the bylaws to be enforced
2,
and deal with it.
And when I'm grateful, Alhaji Halidu Haruna is the NDC candidate for that constituency. Now, let's deal with this issue. Now, most of the times, members of parliament, aspiring ones, have gone on platforms and have made promises. And yet, when they are in power, then they realize that the funding to carry out, to fulfill these promises are simply not available. Assuming the constituency has a problem, there's a drainage that is to be done. The assembly doesn't have the funding to do it. How would you manage such a situation? How would you be able to generate revenue to be able to help the people whom you have sought their mandate to Parliament? Beginning now, Mr. Nati, 2 minutes, tell me how you're going to raise money or funding to execute projects that perhaps you have promised on your platforms during your campaigns. Starts now.
Right. I don't believe that as a member of Parliament, you all the time need to depend on central government to do something for your constituents. I don't believe that. I believe as a member of Parliament, if indeed the people that you are serving are so dear to you, you need to cast us elsewhere to see how best you can be of help to them. I know some members of Parliament who have been able to put up infrastructure development in their electoral areas, in their constituency, through lobbying of civil societies and other organizations to help them.
That's what you're going to do?
Exactly. Because if you are going to depend on central government at all time, I don't think you'll be able to achieve your aim in that particular constituency. One thing I have decided to do is to also look elsewhere. I mean, we have partnership with certain countries. You go and liaise with them and see how best. And I can tell you that if maybe you travel to the United States, get 1 or 2 organizations, liaise with them. Oh, I want you to come and put up maybe a 20-seater or a 30-seater hospital in this constituency for me, or this electoral area for me. I believe those things will work. At the same time, liaise with the sub-metro, liaise with the assemblymen, and then the AMA.
You have 30 seconds.
To see how best. In my constituency, as I said, if we go to Abosoka right now, and we are able to put some good mechanisms in place, there are a lot of revenues we can get. We'll be able to get from Abosoka electoral area through the spare parts to do infrastructure development in the constituency without relying on government. And these are some of the things I believe that I can
10 more seconds.
I can do to help the people of Ablekuma, not solely relying on central government, but look at other elsewhere to deal with some of these situations.
I'm grateful, Mr. Nati, for your time. Alhaji, so in raising capital to finance certain projects that you have promised, you don't have the support of central government. The funding isn't coming. He says he's going to rely on perhaps civil society organizations. He's going to go out there and seek for funding. How would you do it? 2 minutes.
Well, right. I think that it's important to appreciate the role of the member of parliament. And sometimes when you are seeking for vote, you tend to be making promises that certainly it becomes difficult when you assume office. I am mindful of that particular responsibility.
So you make the promises.
And I say that I indicated earlier on that I've given my objective, what I will do, and when you look at those things, it doesn't involve so much revenue. However, within the constituency, if you understand the constituency very well, we have businesses, companies operating within the constituencies. Companies have what we call social responsibility to the area where they are operating. It's just a matter of a responsibility of going to lead and speak on behalf of the constituency. Once you are benefiting and making profit out of the constituency, it is also a responsibility on your part to also help in ensuring that we create some kind of enabling environment. I cited an example of an incident that occurred in 2008 where I used a radio station within the constituency that got the protection of the masses within the constituency as a result of recognizing that that radio station is providing a community help for the community. So when the radio station was under attack, the masses came out to protect that particular radio station.
30 more seconds.
So if you are a business and you needed that security within the environment where you are operating, it's important that you allow the people to appreciate that you are also helping to the development of the government. I, as a member of Parliament of Ablekuma Central, I will engage and make sure I bring all these businesses together, and I will advance an argument and justify why there is a need for them to help in the development of Ablekuma Central. I'm
grateful, Alhaji Halidu Haruna there. And so let's wrap up the conversation nicely. And this question is just 30 seconds. Mr. Nate, tell me, what would you sacrifice for your voters?
What would I sacrifice?
Exactly.
Giving the mandate?
Exactly.
If the people of Ablekuma Central on the 7th of November give me the mandate to lead them, I'm going to sacrifice my time. I'm going to sacrifice myself for the people of Ablekuma Central. I'm going to be there for them. I was born in the constituency. I have schooled in the constituency. Still live in the constituency. Knows the in and out of me.
Right.
So my sacrifice is my own body for the people of Ablekuma Central.
I'm grateful. Alhaji,
and serve them all honestly.
30 seconds. Awesome. What would you sacrifice for the voters?
The people of Ablekuma Central, I've lived throughout my life with you. I have throughout sacrificed my comfort in serving your interest. I have done that to the extent that I spent even the little that I have to spend for my family in taking care of many people within the constituency. I shall continue in that path, and indeed I will serve as a pillow for every Tom, Dick and Harry within the constituency. I will ensure, even in my absence, if probably the responsibility entrusted in my hands takes me somewhere, there will be people that in my absence will take care of you. I will ensure that indeed I bring the constituents together. I will never discriminate against any individual regardless of his social status, religious background, tribe, etc. I will serve as a leader, true leader with integrity.
Alhaji Halidu Haruna is the NDC aspiring candidate for the Ablekuma Central constituency. Ebenezer Nate is the NPP aspiring candidate for the Ablekuma Central constituency. Gentlemen, I'm so grateful that you spend your time with Plus 275 with us. We're hoping to see you before November 7.